Hey guys, it's Doc, and today I'm going to talk to you about repairing shoes, like when the sole comes off the bottom of your shoe. And I'm going to show you two different methods and two different products. So hold on one second. Hey guys, when I first shot this video, I was just going to show you the second method that I normally do, but I figured I'd also show you shoe goo as well too, because I actually found a tube of that. So I'm going to put both product links up at the website, so you can go to howtowithdoc.com, or I usually link the page that this video is on in the description, so you can go right over to the page. On that page you'll be able to watch this video and see the product links. That's kind of how I work it, so it's pretty easy, and we try and keep everything updated too. Okay, so we all have it, especially us yard guys. We get our shoes all wet from working outside, and we have this, we call it what do we call this, turf toe? Turf toe, where the sole of a shoe actually comes off and separates. Now this actually happened not only to my tennis shoes. I had this set, which I'll show you here in a minute, which I already repaired yesterday. This whole sole here came off all the way down the bottom. You'll see in a minute, and I fixed that with method number 2. This I'm using method number 1, which is with the shoe goo. So shoe goo is product number 1 we're going to talk about. So here's my only problem with shoe goo. Shoe goo is let me get a paper plate. Since I'm in the laboratory, I have access to all of these testing equipment, testing items. Let me show you what shoe goo is. Shoe goo is a clear liquid. It's a goopy kind of liquid. You can build this up you can use this to build up stuff. If you've ever used like a E6000, it reminds me a lot of that. It's sort of a semi-flexible. When it hardens, it still stays almost like a little bit rubbery or plasticky. Those are official terms in shoe repair, rubbery and plasticky. So anyways, I have already quote-unquote repaired this shoe with shoe goo, and here's the problem that I have with this. Once you glue this, it's actually a glue. It acts like a glue. So if you're going to apply it to two surfaces, you have to make sure that those surfaces stay in contact with each other while it dries. So as an example, I have already applied it here, and you can see that it's drying, but because I'm not putting pressure on it, it's not really staying. So that's my only problem with shoe goo. You apply it, and then you have to keep everything connected while it dries for 24 hours. I'm not going to knock the product because it's a decent product, but I'm going to show you a way that's a little bit faster. Is it better long term? I don't know. I've had really good success with it. Like I said, my wife had a pair of shoes. The sole was coming off. As I pulled, the entire sole of the shoe came off, and of course she's freaking out. I said, "Don't worry, honey, I got this." And I used method number 2, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. And those shoes have been perfect. She's worn them. She's had them now for a couple months. Wears them to work all the time, and they hold up just fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to yesterday's video where I show you the second method. So let's go to yesterday's video. Doc's been wearing his tennis shoes outside. Yes. My shoes constantly get wet, and this is what ends up happening a lot of times. So I have a ton of pair of sneakers, and from time to time I have this separation, and you can see it just completely separates from the bottom part of the shoe. Happens on sneakers a lot, happens on dress shoes. On sneakers, this little toe part comes out. So let me show how you fix this. Number 1, I have paper clips in here, just holding them. I separate it until it stops. I mean, if it's going to separate, keep going. Matter of fact, with my wife's, this whole bottom part came off, and I gently pulled, and it all came off, so it was time to fix it. The next thing you want to do is put them out in the sun. Make sure it doesn't rain on them. Put them out in the sun and get them really dry. Take a wire brush and brush them and clean them really well. Now, I didn't clean these really well, but there was a ton of grass in here, and I got it off. Okay, so just leave them like this separate. Again, these are just bent up paper clips that hold this little shoe separated. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get this contact cement. Now contact cement is different from glue. Contact cement, what you do is there's a little brush on this little knob. I'll show it to you here in a second maybe. It's kind of gooey. I mean, it says shake well, but it really doesn't shake that well because it's really kind of gooey. And you're going to take that brush and you're going to lightly coat every surface that's going to touch. So any surface here, so any surface that's here that's going to touch a surface in here, you're going to put a light coat of glue on. Just paint it with a brush, paint it with a brush. Paint this entire surface. Paint this entire surface. Leave the paper clip in there. You want to make sure that this is separated. Now you can see that there's kind of a gloss to this. And what you want to do is you kind of want to leave this set for about 15 minutes or so, 15 to 30 minutes, until that gloss goes away. It'll actually feel kind of dry. You kind of want to let contact cement basically dry for the most part, not more than 30 minutes really. The bottle says no more than an hour, but I like to say no more than 30 minutes. So let it sit here and dry for about 15 minutes. Then here in a second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to fold this down, getting this part to contact here first and then coming forward, and I'm going to show you what happens. But that's the best way if you want a permanent solution for these things to stay contacted, and that'll last probably several months. If I wear these things a lot, it may come off again, but this is the stuff that I use. So I'm going to let these dry and then I'll push them together and let you see how they hold. Alright, so seeing how, as I forgot to push record on the other one, let me just go ahead and I'm just going to do this sneaker with the actual contact cement and keep it separated. And we're going to put a lot of glue on this side. And the key to this is keeping these two separated. So I'm going to show you a different way to do it. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just stick something in there too, just to keep them separated while I'm doing this. You don't want these sides touching. Again, I'm just doing this just real quick. You can put a lot of this on there, and when you're dealing with a fabric type material, it's probably best to put a little bit extra on there. Put a good, nice layer on there. Get in there, work it all around. Now this little tab here is going to roll up on top, so make sure you get that part. Alright, so it's actually only been, I got a thunderstorm coming, so I need to kind of speed this up. So I want you to watch what I'm going to do here. I know this is kind of nasty, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to push this up and touch it. Again, I'm just going to push it up and touch it, including this little toe spot here, and you can see that now it's sticking. So right away this is actually sticking. I go back and I put pressure on it. Again, I do the roll method on it, but I wanted you to see me actually put some glue on this thing and then actually touch it in. But this has only been, like I said, this may come apart. I need to let this dry for 24 hours because I put it in front of a fan for about 6 minutes. But you can see that that will not come apart. So the nice thing about contact cement is that it instantly sticks to itself, period. It instantly sticks to itself and it'll stay this way while it dries. Alright, so this is making me nervous. I gotta do this with one hand. So I'm gonna take off. Don't do this with a video camera in your hand, by the way. Okay, so that's gonna stay up there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside and I'm going to push down there. There we go. Okay, now you see how that's sort of sealing up? I'm going to push down. I'm pushing down from inside my shoe all the way around the edges. Because why? Because it's what? Contact cement. So you want it to make contact. So I'm pushing down, I'm pushing down, I'm pushing down. Getting all the sides on there. I know, these are my outside nasty sneakers. Oh. Pushing down the sides. And remember, contact cement is not like regular glue. It's not going to stick to you. It sticks to itself, basically. So the glue dries to something, and then the two glued sides stick together. And it's pretty darn permanent. So once you get that, you be prepared to get it glued. So let's see if I can get it to come apart now. I'm pulling pretty hard and I cannot get that to come apart. Again, I'm pulling pretty hard and it's not wanting to come separate. Now this will glue, this will dry better. Leave them sit for 24 hours and you should be all set. And don't forget, glue these edges right in here, because the glue's gonna dry. You don't have to worry about, your hands. It's not like super glue. All right, let's see if I can screw this one up. Do this one too. I'm gonna pull a paper clip out. It's a little bit sticky. I'm gonna put my hand inside of it. I'm gonna push down at the bottom first. And feed it into this little tip and then roll it. Roll the side, roll the side. So you can see how I'm doing that. I'm pushing down on the bottom inside, and then I'm also coming and rolling these edges. Now I have fixed, I can't tell you how many pairs of shoes this way over the years. My son's sneakers always come apart. My wife's shoes come apart. This little trick right here really works well. Again, this is where they really start right here, so make sure you get a lot of glue on that. And that's it. Now these shoes are fixed and ready for another couple months of yard work. If you like this video, like it. If you hate it, click hate. One of the two, it doesn't matter. If you want to subscribe to the channel, we'd love to have you as a subscriber. Anyways, visit the website, howtowithdoc.com. We do a lot of yard care stuff, but we also do around the house little how-tos. Talk to you later. Doc.